Welcome back. In tonight's Tech Talk, a hacker is claiming to be selling millions of stolen data from the genetics website 23andMe. It's up for sale on underground sites, and the first batch includes information on people with Ashkenazi Jewish ancestry.
23andMe has acknowledged the leak, but said the company itself has not been breached. Instead, they say it seems the hacker collected passwords and usernames that were stolen from other hacked sites and then just tried them on 23andMe.
For more insight on this, cybersecurity expert David Jodas, the chief insurance officer with Broker, joins us tonight. We appreciate you being here tonight.
Thank you.
So the company says, as Shayna said, they weren't necessarily hacked. This is a case of entering in passwords and usernames to see if they would work. How is that even possible, and who's really in the market for this?
This is a huge problem with reusing passwords and email addresses, and people do it all the time. This is the exact issue you run into. It's called credential stuffing. When these other sites end up getting compromised, then it makes that information available. And it's not an individual that goes in, a hacker, that's looking to one by one type in the username, password, get into an account. It's all automated, so they're using programs and they're doing it on a widespread basis. So you're able to do it very effectively, very efficiently, and very quickly.
So they claim to be selling this information. We don't know if anyone's auctioning or looking to actually purchase it, but they posted this somewhere where thieves often advertise leaked data. What is all that about?
That's correct. There are a number of forums where you can advertise and sell and post compromised credentials, financial data, credit card information. Several of these forums exist all over the place. This one particular forum is hosting this data right now. So the question is, who's going to be the buyer of this type of information? It's a little bit unique, the data that's involved in this one. We're not talking about social security numbers. We're not talking about financial data. We're talking about national origin information, names, profile. So it's a very unique set of data that I think presents a different threat along with it.
Well, that's leading my next question. What would you do with this information? How would it be used? You can understand when we see hacks and other issues where you're demanding money, but in this case, what can be done with this kind of information?
On one end of the spectrum, which I think is the lower risk, you do have the opportunity to be phished, to have somebody come after you to try to lure you into gaining additional information. All the data that you can pull together just presents a greater, stronger case for an attacker to social engineer against you. But on the other end of that spectrum, we have to worry about discrimination, hate crimes, stalking. When you have data that's lumped together that categorizes a particular ethnicity, a background on somebody, that presents a different threat that I think discrimination and stalking can come into play with that.
What are some of the overall privacy concerns? You know, you can use a service or you cannot use a service, and you can be identified through this because someone you are distantly related to used it. We've seen that happen in a few different law enforcement cases. So overall, are these services that we should trust?
You know, my personal opinion is no. I don't like sharing any additional information that I don't have to with a particular website. This case is also unique because there were a number, widespread individuals that were involved in it that had their information scraped that didn't necessarily have their password compromised or their email address compromised. There were links within the profile that would allow somebody to see who they were tied to from a genetic standpoint, so to build out their family tree. So you had millions of people through an access that was given within the account. So I think we have to take a look at what access are we given within all of the different online systems that we're using. Are we signing in with Facebook to multiple systems? Are we given unrestricted access to the different accounts like we're seeing here with 23andMe? These are things that you need to look at, and you need to restrict and close off wherever you can.
If somebody's watching tonight and they're saying, how do I know if my information on that website was breached? What should they do, and what should you do to protect yourself with any website?
Yeah, this one's tough because we're coming from a position of reacting as opposed to being proactive. I think you should automatically assume that your information is compromised. I always assume that my data is breached and it's out there. So what you need to do immediately is change your password. You need to go through and take a look at all the different online accounts that you're accessing. Make sure that each one has a unique password and email address, so you're warning off, you're segmenting it from other services. That's so important. Use a password manager. And I think it's a great opportunity to take a look at where are you connecting and linking accounts. Again, are you using Facebook to log into multiple sites? Are you using Google services to log into multiple sites? Go through, cut off access wherever you can to make sure that you're more secure.
All right, David Jodas, cybersecurity expert, thanks so much for coming in. I wish we didn't have to have you so frequently.
Thank you.
As nice as it is to talk to you. All right,
Thank you.
thanks, David. We'll be right back.